two-part conversation by ILF Samanvay, 2016. This discussion that we're going to have today comes under the segment of ILF Samanvay called Articulations, which we started last year. This year, we are a little more systematic, and we have our curator here, Diksha. Most of you know her, so I don't have to really tell you who she is. And also her work is, about her, we have everything on the website, so you could check the website also. She's an art critic and independent curator. She's done some very important, significant work. And today's discussion is actually stemming from her engagement with society, and she will talk more about it, so I don't have to really, because we are already late and we don't have the time, so she will tell you more about this. But this is, I'm very happy that, and I congratulate Diksha for initiating this discussion here, because given the art world, as you can see, it is called Does Art Create a People? So it's directly referring to the questions of exclusion, homogenization, marginalization, these kind of issues, not only in the larger context of the country and what's happening, etc., but also with reference to the art world itself, what is accepted, what is not accepted as an art practice, etc. So she will tell you more about that. But I'm very happy that this segment is fully supported by the Rasa Foundation. Ashok Vajpayee, who is a very close friend of ILF Samanvay, and the trustee of Rasa Foundation is here. He will talk to you also, but I want to just mention something about this partnership and how important it is for us. As all of you know, Rasa Saab has, it's only a few days since he has left us, and so we are actually at a very mixed feelings juncture. This is probably the first event after his passing which the foundation is associating with, and in many ways, Rasa Foundation, which is in the mainstream of in the art world, to come and support something like what Diksha is doing today, I think it's a major move. We were actually expecting that there would be a bigger crowd and more people today, but because of the rains, that's okay. For us, it's okay. It's important to make a beginning, and it's important that we focus on the quality of how we start, etc. So we are really moved by the Rasa Foundation's gesture of coming in to support an alternative movement in art here. It's very important for us, and I thank Ashok for taking so much of interest in this and coming in to support us. And before we start, we have actually not just one loss, we have had two losses this recently. So I would request all of you to stand up for a minute to observe silence as a kind of tribute to S.H. Raza, and talk to you about the vision of art articulations and how she's planning the program, and introduce the panel. Thank you.
Thanks, Rizio. I don't think I'm going to actually match up to that introduction, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this evening and for braving the rain and joining us for the launch of Art Articulations, the visual art aspect of ILF Samanvay. ILF Samanvay is the Indian Language Festival that was initiated by the India Habitat Center in 2011 and has been hosted annually since then. Last year, under its newly appointed creative director, Rizio Johan Raj, the element of the visual arts was added to the literary festival. And this year, those ambitions have resulted in a vital collaboration with the Raza Foundation. and the plan for an exhibition alongside the literary festival that will be held from November 3rd to the 18th. I will invite Ashokji, the trustee of Raza Foundation, in a minute to speak to us about Raza Saab, who passed away on July 23rd, and how ILF Samanvay aligns itself with some of the aims of the foundation. But before I do, I'd like to take a minute to locate this evening within the larger ambitions I have for the exhibition in November. A curatorial project is rarely plucked out of thin air. It finds its genesis within ongoing projects, readings, political positions, and social outrages, and a set of coincidences and chance encounters that hint at a grand plan. Perhaps this gives an indication of what the defining themes of 2016 Art Articulations might be. I want us all together to go on an exploratory journey to find meaning and beauty, perhaps joy, in a time of great social and political anxiety. And for me, that journey could only begin with the pioneering artists who daily, weekly, repeatedly engage with persons and communities who engineer and find meaning in face-to-face encounters. For over a year now, I've been working with an NGO, with shelters and schools, with children and women who from the start of their life have been marginalized, abandoned, and unconsidered. And through a series of humbling, but also playful and joyful and wonderful experiences, I've begun to learn the lessons of other consideration. What this evening will present are 4 artists whose everyday practice creates, in my opinion, moral beings, a humanity in the highest sense, one whose sense of self arises from the love for the other.